We need to get serious about ourselves. We need to get serious about what life holds for us. Life is short, and you know this. Time doesn't wait for anyone. We're always up against time. Every other victory that you make is time-bound. There may be someone in this room who's the richest person under this roof in this room, but it's a function of time. Yes or no? Why do I say it is a function of time? Because time will beat you. Meaning, it's only a matter of time before you are no longer the richest man here. Yes or no? Yes. What if you're the prettiest person here? What if you're the most handsome person here? Maybe if your looks is what brings you happiness, and you like to be the best looking person around, in your group, in your community, who's going to beat you? Time's going to beat you. If ever you compete with time, you will always be defeated. Here's the truth. You're always competing against time. In every pursuit in life, you're always competing against time. If you want to be at the top of your game, you always have to go to compete with time, but time always wins. Time remains, we die. So therefore, time always won. We always died. In other words, every victory that we have ever achieved, time has always taken it back from you. Disagree with me if you can, ladies and gentlemen, but give me fact. This is why I want you to aspire to a greater victory than something that time can ever take away from you. Unless you do that, you're not making meaning out of life. I'm going to show you that today with a few examples. It really almost brings a tear to my eye. Gladly, my teachers have helped me and the Dhamma has helped me so that I can't remember the last time I shed a tear. But it almost brings a tear to my eye to see how much people toil day and night pursuing a happiness that is never theirs and that never will be theirs. I will prove that to you today. You know you work your socks off, don't you? You know how hard you work. Sometimes it's physically intensive, other times it's mentally intensive. Do you remember your parents used to say, study hard so you don't have to labor, so you don't have to break your back trying to earn a living? But then there's you. You took that advice. Good advice was given and you took it. You studied. You worked hard. You took the courses. You went to the classes. You did your work. You strived. And then today, you don't have to work hard physically. You get paid more than they do. Yes, they do the blue-collar jobs. You do the white-collar stuff. You get paid more than they do. But that's because you suffer mentally. They suffer physically. They do a lot of work that can be done by machines. They do a lot of work that can be done by oxen, horses. Donkeys can do some of those work, some of the work that they do. Machines can do some of the work they do. But most of the work that you do, yet machines are unable to. But they're bringing artificial intelligence. It's coming around very soon. It's going to beat you. And then, soon enough, most of your jobs are going to become irrelevant. Then who are you going to go talk to? Over the next few years, ladies and gentlemen, work life, as you know, is going to change dramatically. Most of you will live to see this happen. Most of you will. The youth of today are going to have to be at the top of their game. This world is not competitive enough. Unfortunately, this world is not competitive enough for the youth of today to be relevant in 10 years' time. It's not competitive enough. So what do you think is going to happen? If it's not competitive enough, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to get even more competitive. It's going to get tougher. And life is going to become a real drain on everyone. Because jobs are going to be harder to get. But at the same time, people's desires just keep on growing. What makes you happy today doesn't make you happy tomorrow. Soon enough, it's not going to be enough to take a trip on a jet to go on holiday, because everyone's going to be talking about how they went on vacation to the moon, and then people here in 20 years' time, 15 years' time, maybe even 10 years' time, you will feel undermined if you haven't set foot on moon before you die. It's going to be the next target. Don't you think that you are not going to be influenced by society? Never get into this wrong thinking. Well, society says these things, but we don't want it. Not so. Most of your choices today are influenced by whom? Why is your house that big? Why is your car that size? Who decided the places you go to travel? Most of these choices are determined by the community that you live in, by the society that you live in, and you can't help it because you have a vexing mind. And once the mind vexes, the mind knows no other truth, no other solace than to seek relief from vexation. And the only way the mind knows to do that, unless you're equipped with the Dhamma, is to go after the object of your vexation. That is why we are here to learn an alternative, to free ourselves from those vexations. I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, and I speak to you from the bottom of my heart, this is going to happen to everyone out there. Over the next 50 years, life is going to get incredibly difficult.